Hello, Alamal. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Mona Cottage Books. I'm Selby, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to read two books at once. I know I don't mean like open both books at the same time and read them. I mean like within the same week or month, read the same book. All right, so today I have 4 tips on how to read 2 books at the same time, like within the same period of time, I suppose I should say that. My first tip is to pick 2 different genres. So for example, I have one nonfiction. This is like a memoir, history of Germany or whatever, but like a nonfiction book and a fiction. That's kind of the easiest separation. This happens to be a middle grade book about dolls that come to life. And so I'm not going to get confused with the dolls coming to life with the history of Germany, probably. I'm hoping, unless something really weird happened in Germany that I don't know about. But yeah, so nonfiction and fiction. But if you don't want to do that, then try to do something like a middle grade and an adult fiction. Or maybe if you want to be within something like mystery, you only read mysteries. Well, then I would do like a cozy mystery and then a thriller murder mystery that's like high stakes and fast paced. So something where it like just the book itself differentiates each other quite simply. That's kind of the biggest tip and then the most helpful, I think. The next tip is different main characters. Now, the simplest would be like a male main character and a female main character, but you know, maybe you read some middle grade and you could have a cat main character, or you have a transgender character who's in space, and then a cat character on Earth or something. So get the characters to be different enough that like what they're doing is very separated. So if you've got like 2 60-year-old ladies trying to solve mysteries, yeah, you're gonna get more confused than if there's a cat and a robot or something like that. Option number 3 or tip number 3 is different points of view. So again, even if your characters are a little bit closer and they're in the same genre, you can have different points of view. So you can have first person, I did this, I went there, I went here. And then you can have third person, she went there, he went over here, that kind of stuff. If you can find books that are second person, you do this, you went there, you did that, that can definitely differentiate the books. I've only read one book like that, so there's not a ton of them, but hey, if you can find it, go for it. So again, different main characters and different points of view. Also, if you are doing multiple, like check the book and see if it has multiple points of view. So if you've got one book that has like 3 or 4 points of view, and if it maybe switches between first and second or first and third person, and the other book also does that, then that can get pretty confusing because then you have like 2, 4, 8 different points of view that you have to kind of think about. But if you have a single point of view and have it in different narration styles, first or second, then, or first or third, it's most common, then that will help differentiate it as well. And then my 4th tip is to read the books in different places and at different times. So I usually read 2 books at the same time, and one book is usually always on my nightstand table, and I read it before I go to bed. Right now I'm actually reading Mexican Gothic, so yeah, trying to scare myself with some Gothic horror before I go to sleep. And my other book for during the day when I have to go out and stuff like that is a little bit smaller and I can take it with me, and it's called The Girl Who Drank the Moon. It's a middle grade fantasy. So these are different enough that I'm not getting them confused when Luna is talking to her monster friend or her dragon, putting her dragon in her pocket. I'm not getting confused with Noemi, who is in a Gothic mansion and is scared of ghosts. So it's separate enough, and also I read them at different times, so that can kind of help differentiate it. So those are my 4 tips. I'll go over them really quick once again. Different genres, 2 different types of main characters, physical appearance, and mental abilities is also something that can change it. Then different points of view. So first, different narrations, first person, third person, and then different places and times that you read the books. So like maybe you only read this book right before you go to bed, or that book when you're out and about. So those are my tips and tricks, and I hope that they help you and that you can get a little bit more reading in.